Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with a review of Ninja JajaMaru, the Lost RPGs on PlayStation. Now, this is a collection of two classic RPG games that never made it to the West. They were only ever released in Japan. They've now been compiled into one nice little collection and published onto PlayStation and Switch, thanks to publisher ININ, and I was lucky enough to be sent a copy for this review. Now, this did come out on the 21st of February 2023, so it has been out a little while now, and honestly, it's a series I'd never ever heard of. I'd never heard of Ninja JajaMaru or JajaMaru. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, so don't shoot me, guys, in the comments. I know some of you like to do that. Now, this is a game that originally came out on the NES, and the series has had a whole host of releases, including on the NES, Arcade, WonderSwan, and stuff like that. Now, obviously, some of these have made it to the West. There was also a new one released a couple of years back as well, which was quite nice. This was my first time playing them, and I had a lot of fun with them. So there's two games included in this one. So there's the Ninja Skill Book, which originally came out in 1989. Now, this one is a sort of turn-based RPG that plays a lot like the old Dragon Quest games. And when I say old Dragon Quest games, I mean like the first one, basically. Now, these have all been localized to English, so fully English translated, which is great. Now, I'm not saying the games had never been ported over elsewhere, but this is the first time they've got full English releases, officially, not fan releases or anything like that. Now, gameplay wise, it's simple because obviously it is a NES game at its heart, but it does have nice big colourful graphics, cartoony-esque, very much like Dragon Quest in that sort of aspect. And it's not a bad game at all. Now, they've done a nice job with this collection. The second game is The Legend of the Golden Castle. Now, that came out in 1990, and that is more of an action RPG, sort of like the old Zelda games. It's more action-based. There's no turn-based. You're sort of fighting as you go. You're going through dungeons, taking on bosses and stuff like that. Again, graphically, it does look nicer than the first game, but it has a distinct difference in gameplay style. And from what I can read, this is more like the more modern and other releases in the franchise. They sort of moved away from the turn-based aspect of it, from what I can gather. Now, I am looking at possibly going back and playing some of the other games as well, because I love a good retro collection. Now, this one, like I say, if you like those Tota games, you're going to get a lot of fun out of them. There are some nice sort of quality of life improvements. So there's a lot of filter options, which is always great, as well as sort of rewind and save states, which is always a godsend on retro re-releases. I know guys love to have them sort of super realistic, and I want to play them how they were originally designed, but some of us ain't got time to sit and play a game from start to finish. So having save states and rewinds, I never got to the end of Lion King on the the SNES and that back in the day without rewinds when they re-released it on modern consoles. So I am all for updates and stuff like that. Now, one shame about this game is it doesn't have one of those bonus galleries with the manual scans and early artwork or anything like that, which is a shame. It's not the end of the world. I don't tend to look at them much. I tend to peruse them once or twice. But it would have been a nice little addition. One thing I did like, though, it does have a cheat option. So there are cheat menus which can be used to make the game slightly easier, and I'm all for that. It's very, very well done. It's got nice menu UI, and the games themselves play very nice, look exactly like they would look on a NES if you were playing it on a modern TV, but obviously you've got that nice crispness of having it on HD resolutions. Now, This game is available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, obviously playable on PS5 by backwards compatibility, and Steam. And on PlayStation, it's very reasonably priced at $9.99. So that's 2 retro RPG games, and you're going to get a ton of content out of them, hours and hours of it, like playing through them both, for £10. And I am all for in games continuing to pump these out. Now, I believe it was also like developed by Ratalaika Games, who have also developed a lot of retro re-releases as well, and I've played pretty much all of them, and they've all been really decent. So more of these, like, more obscure titles, please, because this is what I love to play. Now, I love playing, like, the classics. I love playing with Sonics and stuff on modern consoles. And I love having all my games playable on the newest system, looking the best they ever have and stuff like that. I'm not like a retro enthusiast that has to have them look like I'm playing them on a big fat telly. I want them to look the best they've ever been and run the best they ever have. But being able to play a load of weird and wonderful franchises and, like, sometimes cult classics that never got a big following back in the day is fantastic. So, big shout out to In Games. They did also release, like, physical copies, I believe, as well. So, check them ones out. They've pumped out a whole host of the Ninja JajaMaru games as well. So, if you're interested in any of the others, you really should check them out. But story-wise, they're the sort of standard thing you'd expect. Sometimes a little bit silly in terms of plot and stuff like that. And even though I'd not played any of the others, I believe the Ninja Skill Book is the 3rd release in the series. You could still enjoy the story. It's basically set over like 4 chapters that you progress through bit by bit. It's standard RPG affair. And then, like I say, the one after it as well, that was the 4th one that got released. The story is there, but like I say, it's more about you just battering demons and stuff like that on your way through a whole host of different areas in sort of top-down action RPG, which is great, and I had a ton of fun playing it. So I'm looking forward to checking more of this franchise out. Like I say, in terms of gameplay, though, you're going to get a really old-school selection here. 2 different gameplay types, both RPGs, but one more actiony and one with, like, the old-school turn-based battles that you used to get back in the day on, like, early Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. So, yeah, and at a great price, $9.99. So check it out, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more content, guys. Bye for now.